Normally, or at least recently, you guys and gals have been listening to me talk about the iPod, listen to me talk about drawings, listen to me talk about all kinds of like weird things here and there. But tonight, which actually this morning, because it's a little bit after midnight, we're gonna talk about my mom. Now, my mom is my number one person that I train because every bit of information that I get with working with different people on different subjects, I try my best to break it down and get the pure basics because my mom is different from everyone else in the computing world. Slide this around a little bit here because I'm going to open this up. My mom has quantum leaped into a plug and play world. Of course, I would grab the hottest drink that was in the refrigerator. There was another one right behind it that I could have. My mom has no idea what Windows 3.1 is. She has no idea what Windows XP is, what Windows Vista is, what Windows Me is. Windows 10, none of that stuff. She doesn't know how to install a driver. She lives in a plug and play world using a tablet. And this is by design because I try to push her at one point. Not a heavy push, it's just a little push. Like, hey, here's some technology, try to roll with it. And at some point, I ended up getting her a tablet, and it was a Windows tablet, and she was able to navigate and work around that, and it was going great. But I was always paranoid. I was like, oh man, what if she gets a virus? She has no idea what the I love you virus is. She doesn't know how to fix a virus and install the software and do all the things. But when I got her an iPad, I knew that she was in this enclosure where she's in this protected world where most things can't get to her because she's inside of the safe zone. And I taught her that going to apps is the way to go because she was using the Windows machine at first, and I was really iffy about that, but it worked out well. But switching over to the iPad, everything was better. And it wasn't just better; it looked great too because she has an older iPad, a 11.9 inch gold iPad. I mean, it's beautiful. They don't make them like that. They really and truly don't make them like that anymore. And there's a little bit of pride when whenever she pulls out her tablet, she's reached into this brown leather case that has CF Gamble written on it because it was my old case, my old iPad, my old case. And what she'll do is she'll say, "Hey, it's that time to update the software." And my mom called me like last week, and we finally got together and got a chance to talk over the phone because I have to do a lot of stuff over the phone, either through video or whatever. I can't just be there all the time. And this is how everything kind of connects. How me working with her kind of helps with working with those guys that I work with actually helps with that too. And strangest thing happened. I had to explain to my mom megabytes, gigabytes, and terabytes. And I literally paused for a moment, and I said to myself, hang on 1 second. And I said to myself, these are gold dollars here, okay? I was like, so mom, this is the way it goes. My iPad has 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte is the equivalent of me having $1,000 in my pocket. Okay, and then I finally get her to go to that page, go to the about page, and tell me, give me the number that you're looking at. And she said 151.2, and my heart dropped because I knew that machine only had 32 gigabytes to start. And I was like, well, what letters are next to it? And she said MB. And I was like, ouch. Ow. Ooh, that hurts. And I was in my head, I'm like, how do I explain this to her? She can't upgrade her device because, and we even did the magic trick of restarting because basically it has too much stuff stacked onto it. Some software package somewhere is eating up way too much. And it breaks down to, what are we going to do about it? But she was like, well, what does that mean? What does that mean to me? And I said, well, Ma, it's like I got $1,000 in my pocket. You have $10.51 in your pocket. That's kind of the way I describe it. I'm way off with the numbers, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. I just can't keep that 10 in there. That's this. This is what she's got in her pocket. That's real bad. That's real bad. I know if I go there, because I did read some of the stuff that was on the page, she has some stuff that is tossable. So when I go back home, I'm going to have to make sure that I make some type of adjustments and see what can I do to keep her on her feet on this machine. Can she keep this machine? I actually don't know. There's nothing really wrong with the machine. It's just that she is low on data. And the only way to fix that is to remove something, hopefully something she's not using. But at the same time, what if it's time for her to get another machine? Do I tell my mom, if I bought you this machine, and if I did, it would be a 11-inch or 13-inch iPad Air. I think Air is the one. Now, there's no problem getting it, but it won't be the exact same as the one she's always had. The case that she has will not fit. Okay, because the one that she has a bezel. The new ones, they are edge to edge. It's an appearance thing, and I really just want her to hold on to this here gold machine as long as possible. So that's the thing I'm going to deal with when I get back home, and I just want to share the story with you because I don't know until I get there, and we'll figure it out. That's what I keep telling her. We'll figure it out. Price wise, just getting it. She just needs a base machine. She doesn't need a terabyte. Truthfully, if she got 64 gigabytes, she'd be solid. Yeah, and I don't want to say it, but if she got another machine, this would be the last machine she ever buys. She's up there in age. It's not like way up there. She's not like above the rim, but she's up there in age, and it's like this is her third machine in life. No, this is her second machine in life right now. So her next machine is gonna be like Jake. Is it Jack? Jack on the show This Is Us. This is gonna be my last vehicle. I wish I could say that about a computer. This is going to be my last machine that I buy. What I'm going to end up doing is definitely taking my Mac Mini with me. And that's going to be interesting because it is lightweight. I can put it in the backpack. It won't be that much of an issue. Or I can put it with my luggage. We'll see. But I just wanted to share a story. My mom quantum leaped into a plug-and-play world where everything is just easy. The only catch is we just have to figure out what the fix is to move that data and see what's going on, because it's got to be some bloated software. One restart should have fixed it, but it didn't. I don't know. We'll look into this here. These are the new glasses. They look exactly like the other one, except it's not as gray. But unfortunately, I have like these really long eyelashes that keep flicking against my actual glasses. It keeps clawing it and dirtying them up. It's hard. It's a horrible thing. Very horrible thing. Like I said, it is somewhat late in the morning. Got my little hat over here. My little Dead Space hat. It's a little chilly downstairs, but not that cold. And why did I say this is one of my Dead Space hats? Oh, there we go. There we go. You see that? This is an awesome hat. It's, if you ever played Dead Space, it's exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what you think this is. Excuse me, I'm burping over here. I know you can hear it on the mic. This is exactly what you think it is. Anyone who plays Dead Space knows what this is. So, this is mine. Enjoy your day. I have a lot of thinking to do. I have a lot of mental navigations and stuff to do to make sure that I do this right. I can't mess this up. So my objective is to probably try to get her up to 5 gigabytes. If we can get her up to 5 gigabytes of cleared space, should be fine. If it's just too close to 1 gigabyte, then that's bad, because the operating system is going to cost me 10 gigabytes. I don't understand what else can be bloated in that machine. It's weird. But I know when I send her photos, I send her massive photos. Like each photo is like 45 megabytes. It's because I'm stupid. And I know she's on an iPhone, so it's one of those things. An iPad. So it's one of those things where I just freely send her large files. I'm just talking about what I got to do after midnight. I could have absolutely chose a much colder drink than the refrigerator. That's just my bad. Such a bad idea to just grab. Oh, let me just go ahead and grab the first one I see. Idiot. It's like lukewarm. If there's barely a little bit of chill in there, when the bubbles burst, I barely get a little cool sensation. For those who actually watch my videos to the end, I did find the M.2 external. The M.2 SSD. I plugged it into the external. After I plugged it into the external, I realized that we had a big problem. The M.2, which is in perfect form, there's nothing wrong with it, has the iPod OS on it. That's a problem. It's also a great thing. So it identifies as an iPod no matter what I plug it into. So I can't just erase it very easily. And then I thought about it. The best way to deal with this is save it for the future. What I can do is, at some point, not in a rush to do this here, tear down another iPod, get a breadboard, put the iPod components on the breadboard, separating all the pieces and connecting that M.2 to some fanciful display of art and music. It's just an idea. Besides blanking it. If I need to blank it, I'll just go to one of my PC guys and say, hey, can you just scrub it? But my current iPod, which is upstairs, the purple guy, it's beautiful. It's working so flawlessly. It works so beautifully. I love that freaking device. It's like, oh my God. Why did I think of this earlier? I'm actually fiending and itching to go and buy a Solo, iFlash Solo, to finish up the other ones. But I'm like, I can't just go out and buy another iFlash thing if I haven't finished the first one with the cheap thing on it first. Excuse me. just soda. A lot of things, a lot of different things. It's after midnight. Took my meds, took my Ozempic. I should be asleep right now. Yeah, it's time for me to go to bed. I keep looking over here, but there's a green dot over there. That's what a green dot is. That's where the camera actually is located. I keep looking in the wrong place. I'm delirious right now because I'm tired. Had to work this morning. I have not taken a nap. How much time we got? 15 minutes. Okay, it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be 20 minutes. I promise it's not gonna be 20 minutes. Listen to this here. There's an opportunity for me to go on a business trip this week. It is unusual for us to have spontaneous trips. So my part-time, I got to tell this guy, and I already told him, hey, on this particular day, I may have to miss work because my main job, the one that pays me a lot of money, is basically going to push one training for a small group of people in one county, and it's going to be hands-on training. I am the hands-on training specialist. That's my job. You give me the bad ones, and I will train them hands-on. It's like, put your hand over there. I'm hands-on. So it makes sense for the two of us to go out there, have the specialist who is there, and that way we can split the drive. It's a 3-hour drive to go to this spot. 3.5 hours. It's a 3.5 hour drive to get to this spot. So if we have to drive there for 3.5 hours, that means we got to go there. I know it's not going to be Monday, but let's just say we went out there on Monday. We won't actually do any training until Tuesday. And then after that Tuesday, when we're done, we'll drive back home at the end of the day. So technically, that's 2 days shot just for 1 day of training. It's rare in this particular situation where we have you spend 1 day to waste to go there on Monday, you train all day on Tuesday, and then you go back home on Wednesday. That is actually an option. It's a 3-day option, which means we'll have to use our business cards a little bit more. I love Wegmans. But we will have the opportunity to exercise the 3-day or the 2-day. My boss is cheap, and he's probably going to go for the 2-day. I'll be happy with that. I get a chance to be in the car, sleep, get a chance to possibly catch a sunrise in Western New York somewhere. It could be interesting. It could be a fun drive. But it's going to be, okay. There's 2 different ways you can get there. You can take the lower tier. The lower tier, that's the boringest part of New York State. You don't really want to do that. There's a Dolphin Cafe down there. And then when I say it's boring, it's Future 86. Future I-86. And the problem is the road is still being owned by people. So it's not a freeway, a 3-way or anything like that. It's just a 2, west-east show road. It's not good. It's not good at all. But there is a future for it in the future. And then that's route number 1 that we can do. Number 2 is the better route. Is you take I-90. Now that's going to take us to go up, and we'll go across the top part of New York State. And then once we get above where we need to go, we go south. Like straight down through the woods. It's not a pretty sight. You probably run into a deer. Get hit by a moose. That's a possibility. But that's possibly gonna happen next week. If I have to go out there this week, I will definitely do a live or something. It's gonna be interesting. And I finally got the word that December the 1st, I am actually moving to a different store. Life will be less chaotic. That's all I got to say about that. Life will be less chaotic. I think that's all I'm allowed to say right now. So I never mentioned who I work for my part time. But those who know, know. That is the end of the video because I'm out of drink.